365 days ago, I was broke. I had just moved across the country for a new job only to get laid off right before the start date. So now I'm unemployed, have very little money, and rent's due soon. I needed to find a way to make money, and I didn't have much time. The one silver lining was I got to keep my signing bonus. Now, typically, signing bonuses are meant to cover moving expenses and getting settled into a new city. But the thing is, I didn't have any furniture to move, and I didn't buy any either. I bought into a poker game. It was stressful at first, but 5 months later, I had made more money playing poker than I would have at my job. It was at this point that I stopped applying for new jobs and decided that I would never again leave my livelihood in another person's hands again. It's corny, but I was all in. But good times don't always last, and charts don't only go up. The months that followed slowly but surely crushed my bankroll. And now, exactly 1 year later, I'm headed back to the same place I started, broke. This culminated in a rock bottom for me 2 weeks ago where I thought about quitting poker for good. But I've decided I'm not going to quit, but I definitely need to change something. I need to figure out what went wrong from here to here. And I've come up with two answers. First, luck. I ran hot at the beginning. I was hitting a lot of big hands and getting paid, and when I didn't hit, I managed to get people to fold. But luck is out of our control. We can't always rely on it. The second answer falls completely on me. In one word, it's discipline. I got too confident, arrogant even. I stopped letting the game come to me and instead tried to win every hand, no matter what. To be completely honest with you, I've been playing like a complete donkey for months, and it's time to change that. And I'm gonna change everything. I'm walking into the poker room today with a whole new game plan. I'm gonna play like the old man at your local casino. No more chasing small edges. No more raising garbage like 6-3 and 10-7 suited. I'm gonna play aces, kings, queens, maybe a couple others. Nothing else. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I kind of need it to. So we get in the mix with $900 in the stack, and I've got one clear message on my mind. Don't punt. Don't punt. Do not punt. And I don't. I spend the first half hour folding, including hands like ace jack and king queen, just waiting for the hand that I came here to play, pocket aces. I've got him in the big blind. There's a raise to 20. Time to bump it up. Wow, that was fast. Him folding wasn't really part of the plan, but whatever. Back to the plan. King 6 suited on the button facing a limp. The old me from, last week would raise this every time. I fold. 9-6 suited, love this hand, fold. No big lick today. A medium ace in the big blind, just $10 to call? No thank you. And for my fellow punters in recovery, I've got some folding tips for you. Folding is boring, just doing the same thing over and over, so you gotta mix it up. Fold one card at a time. Slide them to the dealer. Throw those cards in the air because you just don't care. It's not aces. And after getting my folding reps in for about an hour, I again pick up the hand that I came here to play. I raise up aces. It folds all the way to the big blind. Oh my god, am I really going to get a walk? But I don't. She makes the call. The flop, not what we were looking for. All diamonds, and I don't even have one. Let's start with a small bet, and she raises that to a big bet. Not ideal. But here's the thing. I've noticed that this player isn't following my reform strategy of just waiting for monsters. She could have a lot of hands, maybe just top pair. I call and the turn is probably fine. She keeps going, doubling her last wager. Like I said, I think she could still have a lot of one pair hands. Yeah, she could have two pair or even a flush, but I came here to play aces, not to fold them. Let's run it. She tanks for a long time, which is a great sign. We definitely have the best hand, and after a while, she finally folds. It's funny, I've been here for like over an hour. I've raised two hands. Aces and aces.
Well, I know I see my stuff on the block. Yeah.
Trying something new,
Yeah, I know you say you've been running. Yeah. Not all that great. Hang in there. Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm changing everything. Now, typically, when you're playing tight, you don't want to announce that to the whole table. But I've got a plan. I'm setting up something bigger. I want them to know that I'm only playing monsters. Because later on, when I finally do step out of line, it's gonna pay off. For now, though, they're giving me credit, and I'm loving it. After this hand, I check my stack. I'm up about $150, so the strategy is working. And I could book my first win in literally a month right now. But that's not why I came here. I came here to test this strategy and see how far we can push it. Let's keep going. I keep folding. Par for the course. And fellas, when you play like this, some of the other players may start teasing you a bit, saying things like, when are you going to play a hand, or what are you waiting for? So it's a good idea to let them know, guys, I am so card dead right now. And for the advanced players, you can even sneak in a little, excuse me, dealer, can you please put the face cards back in the deck? Thanks. That should keep them off your back long enough to pick up aces again. Once again, I'm in the big blind, and once again, a player raises to 20. I put in the 3-bet, and he folds immediately.
I only raised one hand, I promise you. I think it's the same suit 3 times in a row, too.
Alright, no problem. Better to win a small one than lose a big one, right? Just gotta stay patient and go back to the fold stone. And this goes on for a while until we hit a crossroads. You see, every dealer change at TCH means a double board PLO bomb pot. It's optional. You're allowed to sit these out, but personally, I've never skipped one of these in my life. I've had a lot of comments saying I should, and you're probably right. These haven't been going well for me for like 6 months. But I decided before the session, I'm still gonna play them, just play them really tight. So far, that hasn't worked out. But I'm just looking for one big spot. I flopped 3 pair on one board, which is likely only good if we boat up. And I've got an open ender on the other. It checks to me. Old me, I'd bet. New me, I check. I'm waiting for something better. Turns come and bang, we've got the nuts up top. Still have a sliver on the chance on the bottom as well. A player pots it to 135. I could raise, but I want to bring some callers in behind me. So I call, and so do 3 others. As long as my hand on the top board holds, we could win a lot of money. And it does. Bottom board, we make a straight, but a flush gets there, so probably not winning that one. The first player to act jams all in, and I want some calls from the guys between us. We'll get at least half whatever they put in, but instead, they all fold. Of course, I make the call, and we do chop it up against the nut flush on that bottom board. The stack was dwindling for the past couple hours, but we're back in the black. And now it's time. Time to make the play I've been setting up all night. I've folded for 4 hours straight. I've told everyone that I'm only playing monsters and proven it. I've folded King Queen 3 times this session already, but now I raise it up. 2 players call. Flop doesn't hit us. But here's the thing. On this board, I doubt they hit either. Then the small blind does something a little unorthodox. Instead of checking in flow, he leads out for $35. This usually means one of 2 things. Either he's on a draw or he's got a middling hand like some kind of small pair. And this is it. The first time all night I've raised a hand that doesn't have 2 aces in it. So when I re-raise to 110, surely he thinks I have aces, right? Well, he thinks for a while and decides to call. Not ideal. Now I'm setting up to invest a lot of money with just king high. Turns the 6 of clubs. Flush draw gets there. I don't have a single club in my hand. So when he checks, I check it back. River's an offsuit jack. If he bets, I'm out of there. But he checks again. Now I'm certain he has a medium strength hand. Something like 6-5, pocket 7s, pocket 9s. And the way I've played it, even if I don't have aces, you gotta figure I have kings or queens. I mean, I almost have that if you just morph one of my cards into the other. So that's what I'm gonna tell him I have, a big pair. I bet $200. He tanks for a long time. And finally he says, I just don't understand what you have, and flicks in the call with pocket 8s. Wow. After playing as tight as humanly possible for 4 hours, 360 minutes of play, I make one move, and it goes awful. I felt awful, and it was obvious. You see, this was Saturday night. TCH is always packed on weekends. Every table is loud, laughing, talking, celebrating, except ours. Ours is dead silent. It's like I sucked the air out of it. I'm just staring at the felt in complete disbelief at how this bluff didn't get through. I'm tilted out of my mind, and everybody can tell. Maybe there's just something about my face. Maybe people look at me and assume I'm always bluffing. But maybe, just maybe, that's going to prove to be a blessing in disguise. After that slip up, we're locking it down. No more mistakes, absolutely no more fancy plays. We're sticking to the plan no matter what. I'm folding everything. I don't want to see any of these hands. The only hand I want to see is, you guessed it, pocket aces. And for the third time out of 4, we've got them in the big blind. Once again, a player opens to 20. The difference this time, 2 players call before it gets to me. Dream spot. I crank it up to 110. Unfortunately, the original raiser folded, but one player, one hero, decides to stick around. Alright, let's see a clean board. There aren't many bad boards in this situation, and this one, it's perfect. I bet small, just enough to keep him interested, and he still is. Turn comes, no cause for concern, and now I've got a weird stack to pot ratio. I usually don't play this short, but the move in this spot, bet small again, just 135. I'm making it as hard as possible for him to fold any one pair hand. He goes into the tank, and then rips it all in. Okay, there's a chance we're beat, but it's slim. I snap call, he has to run it twice, that's fine by me, and both runouts look clean, man. He doesn't seem to want to show his cards, so I show mine, and we never see his cards because he mucks. Full double for us, and he even said, I just didn't think you had anything. Which begs the question, what do I have to do to build a tight image? Well, after that hand, I'm feeling a lot better, and funny enough, so is the table. It's weird how that works. When you're sitting in the 5 seat, especially right in the middle of everything, your energy kinda spreads. And I'm perfectly happy to keep on folding. But then something happens. I fold ace jack, just like I've done all night, but then I see the flop. 2 jacks out there. Not gonna lie, that's frustrating. So frustrating that I have to deviate from the strategy one last time. I pick up queen jack suited on the button, couple of limps before me, and you know what? Let's take a shot. I raise it up, only the second time all night I've done this without aces. Hopefully this one goes better. We end up 4 ways to a flop. Where are those jacks? They're not out there. When action checks to me, I do something the old me wouldn't. I just check it back. There's no point lighting money on fire with little equity into so many players just because I think, oh, I have a range advantage. We're not doing that anymore. Turn comes, the action picks up, and I fold at the earliest opportunity. And from there, no aces, no action out of this jester. And honestly, it got pretty easy. These are great blackjack hands, but terrible poker hands. Another half hour of folding goes by, and I decide that's it. Time to lock it up and get a chip rack. And then it hit me. Man, I just drove home smiling, ear to ear, like the whole ride back. I didn't realize how much I needed this win until right now. And objectively, it's a small win, but bro, I haven't won in over a month. Man, it feels good to just win one. Just getting back in the mix tonight, even playing like super goofy, just dragging pots sometimes and being part of the game, man. I love it. You can't really quit poker, I think. Past a certain point, you can't quit poker. So I'm at that point. I'm way past that point, really. So I'm just gonna have to make the most of it, right? And at the start of the year, I said I was gonna make 200K in 2025, and to say I'm not on pace is an understatement. You need to make about 16 or 17K every month on average to get to that goal. And I'm down 10, 2.5 months in. But laugh all you want, but I feel all right. I feel pretty good. You might not think I could do it, but I wouldn't bet against me.